Today, we're talking about a massive shift happening for businesses in Bangladesh. It's all about why a professional website has gone from being a nice-to-have to an absolutely critical tool for survival and, of course, for growth in this totally connected world.
Okay, I want you to focus on just one number to start 75%. That's a huge number, right? We're talking 3 out of every 4 of your potential customers. Now, what's this one critical action they're all taking, probably before you even know they exist?
Here it is. They're judging your business's credibility, and they're doing it based on one thing: your website. Seriously, before they ever pick up the phone, before they think about stopping by, before they even consider buying from you, they're checking you out online. That website, that's your new storefront. It's your first impression. And believe me, you do not want to mess that up. So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with this new digital reality in Bangladesh. Then we'll get into the pretty high cost of being invisible online. After that, we're going to completely reframe how you think about your website. Think of it as your 24/7 digital HQ. And finally, we'll lay out a blueprint for growth and talk about how you can build that solid digital foundation. All right, let's dive into our first section, the new digital reality. We need to set the scene here because the way business gets done in Bangladesh has changed. It's fundamentally different now, and it all kicked off with one enormous shift. So what's the engine behind all this change? It's this number: over 130 million internet users in Bangladesh. Just let that sink in. That's not just a big audience anymore. That is the marketplace. Your customers, your partners, even your competitors, they are all online. So the real question is, are you? What this all boils down to is that your online presence, your website, is your new storefront. It's not some dusty digital brochure anymore. No way. It's the main lobby. It's where B2B buyers are checking out suppliers, where international partners are doing their homework on you, and where your local customers are making that first critical judgment call. Okay, so if we all agree that being online is the new standard, what happens if your digital storefront is, kind of run down? Or worse, what if it just doesn't exist at all? Well, that's what we're getting into next, the very real consequences, the high cost of invisibility. It's almost like a tale of two different businesses. On one hand, you've got the business with no website or a really bad one. Their credibility, it's questionable, and their market is stuck locally. But on the other hand, with a professional site, you're building trust, you're reaching a global audience, and you're actually making it easier to sell. It's a night and day difference, a massive competitive edge. And check out this quote from M. Jainal Abdin. It just hits the nail on the head. He says, "Without a strong website, many opportunities remain inaccessible." This is so true, especially for Bangladeshi exporters. Think about it. Foreign buyers, sourcing agents, all these potential partners. If you have a weak online presence, they just can't find you. The opportunities are floating out there, but they're completely locked away from you. So, where do we go from here? What's the fix? Well, it really starts with a shift in how we think. We have to stop seeing a website as just another expense and start seeing it for what it truly is, a core business asset. Let's talk about turning your website into your 24/7 digital headquarters. I really love this idea of a digital headquarters. Think about it like this. When you're on social media or some online marketplace, you're basically just renting space. You're living in someone else's building. They make the rules, they own the data, they control the relationship with your customers. But your website, that's the land you own. It's your property. You have total control over your brand, your message, everything. And the power you get from this digital HQ is just immense. It's your global office that's open 24/7 across every single time zone. It is the one place online where you control the narrative, your brand, your message. It becomes this powerhouse engine for bringing in leads, a solid platform for building trust with partners, and it's basically your launch pad to the rest of the world. All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now it's time to get practical and talk about the how. This next section is all about a blueprint for growth, how a really strategic website can deliver actual, measurable results for your business. And trust me, this is an investment that really pays off. For starters, it's way more cost-effective than old-school ads. Plus, through something called search engine optimization, you've probably heard it called SEO, which is basically just making sure people can find you easily on Google, you start getting this consistent flow of inquiries. And the best part? With analytics, you get real data that helps you understand your customers and make way smarter business decisions.
Look, a website that actually performs well doesn't just happen. It's not an accident. It's the result of a really strategic process. Step one should always be understanding your actual business goals. Then you build the site to be super secure and easy to find. And this is the part people forget. You have to track its performance right from the start and get long-term support to make sure it keeps working for you. And that leads us perfectly into our final section, building your digital foundation. Because let's be real, this is not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. The right solution for you has to be tailored specifically to what your business actually needs. And this is a really helpful way to see how those needs change over time. If you're a startup, you just need to look clean, professional, and credible. As you grow into an SME, you'll need better design, good SEO, and analytics. And then for the big players, the exporters and corporations, things like top-notch security, speed, and powerful lead generation tools become absolutely essential. The whole point is finding a solution that fits where you are right now. So if there's one thing you remember, make it this. A modern website is not a brochure. It is a growth tool. Simple as that. When it's built the right way, with tools that let you see who's visiting and how they found you, it transforms into this measurable asset that actively helps you grow. And hey, for all the Bangladeshi businesses out there with their eyes on the global market, this is especially critical. Finding a partner who actually gets the details of international trade, who knows how to position your company for foreign buyers, that's a huge, huge advantage. It makes sure your digital headquarters is speaking the language of global business right from the get-go. Let's wrap up with this quote because it just says it all perfectly. A website is one of the most powerful investments a business can make. At the end of the day, a strategic website isn't a line item on an expense sheet. It's a powerful investment in your company's future. It's what shapes perception, builds trust, and ultimately drives revenue. So I'm going to leave you with a question to think about for your own business. In this digital-first, globally connected world we're all living in, is your digital foundation really, truly built to compete? Is it built to win?